Welcome back to yet another episode of Climbing the Ranks, where today we're bringing you yet another historic Brawl deck. Today, our commander is Myrel, Shield of Argive. She's a legendary creature, human soldier, which is going to come in importance later. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. This is really nice because they can't counter any of our spells, or they can't really activate any abilities. They can't do anything on our turn, which is really good, especially since we're going to be casting a lot of spells in this deck. And the second ability, which is also very nice, is whenever Myrel, Shield of Argive attacks, you create X1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So essentially when it attacks, it becomes a Crinkle for soldiers, which is really cool, and that's really the entire deck. It's what it's based around, so let's just jump right into it. First off, for our 0 and 1 drops, we have Mox Amber, Esper Sentinel for draw, Hazard Marshal for creating soldiers and getting lifelink off of it, Paladin class is just an overall great card, Soul Warden for getting life, and Swords of Plowshares for removal. Onto the 2 drops, we have Adanto Vanguard for just a lot of damage, Cathar Commander to get rid of artifacts or enchantments. Same thing with Disenchant. Guardian of New Bonalia, this has a lot of things on it. It's really good. Horn of Valhalla allows us to create a bunch of soldier tokens, and also it can be a game winner if our attack goes through when we equip it with it. We have Intangible Virtue as a anthem. We have Intrepid Adversary for an anthem as well. Lion Sash for Graveyard Hate. Raise the Alarm for just more token generation. Rally the Ranks for another anthem. Valiant Veteran for another anthem. Valorous Stance to get rid of creatures, or we can give our stuff indestructible. Arcane Signet, Cold Steel Heart, and we got the Mind Stone down here for the Trio of Awesomeness. Guardian Idol as well. It's just a good card as well, just to have in there for extra mana. And same with Ornithopter of Paradise. We also have Swiftfoot Boots, which allows us to get our creature out there even quicker and allows us to attack with Myrel as quickly as we can. Throne of the God Pharaoh, it's a win con if we can get it off. If we have a lot of soldiers out there and we attack with all of them and they all stay tapped, it's basically game right there. Halo Fountain, it can be a win con, but it also does a lot of other things. Wedding Announcement can create stuff, and it also is an anthem. Adeline, it creates a bunch of tokens. It just kind of gets bigger as long we go. Aerial Responder, this is a soldier, and it's pretty nice because it has Flying Vigilance and Lifelink, which is really good. Brasserie Ket, it's just a great card, same with Gideon of the Trials. We also have Glorious Anthem, which is, you guessed it, an anthem. Linden, it allows us to gain life. Adaptive Automaton, this is an anthem. Heraldic Banner is an anthem and a mana ramp. Icon of Ancestry it's an anthem, but it can get us creatures. Oketra's Monument is technically a mana ramp in a way. Anointed Procession allows us to get extra tokens. Felidar Retreat allows us to get extra tokens and can be a really big anthem. Smothering Tithe is one of the best right cards ever. You're confronted by robbers. This allows us to get creatures out there if we need, or we can tap their stuff. Day of Judgment, board wipe. Settle the Wreckage, board wipe. Cosmos Elixir gains life and does all this other stuff. Helm of the Host allows us to make a lot of Myrels. Lithiform Engine allows us to get 2 Myrel triggers, which is good. Bond of Discipline, it's a win con. Rabble Rousing can be a win con. Reverent Hoplite, just a bunch of creature tokens. Cathar's Crusade, huge anthem boosters. Defiler of Faith, just a good card. Elspeth Resplendent, we can get a lot of things from this. It's really good. The +1 ability is perfect in our deck. Invoke Justice allows us to return stuff from the grave. Onto the 6 and up drops, we have Inspiring Commander. This allows us to draw a lot and gain a lot of life. Assumed Intervention, it does a lot of things, which is really good for our deck. Caged Sun, it does a bunch of things. It's mainly an anthem, and we also can get a bunch of mana off of it. Same with Immortal Sun, and we also get to draw another card. Ancient Gold Dragon creates a bunch of 1/1 flyers. Akroma's Memorial is just a awesome card, and Vanquish the Horde for all of our spells. Onto our lands, we have 38 planes and a Reliquary Tower. That's all we need. That's really the entire deck. It's just make a lot of soldiers and kind of control the board from there. It's really similar to a Goblin deck where it's a lot of aggro with some control in it, but overall it's aggro with a bunch of soldiers. So let's jump right into the games. Game 1, our hand is looking pretty good. We have a Soul Warden, Disenchant, and we also have a Guardian Idol for later ramp. We're also going against Azusa, Lost But Seeking, so his entire strategy is going to be land-based. So we're going to expect to see a lot of early ramp into bigger creatures, because that's what green does. So that's probably going to be focusing on for the early game, and then probably get a lot of control during the mid to late game. Hopefully we can get Myrel out there next turn without too much trouble, and we also can have sort of a board presence before this deck starts to go off, because Azusa can get really crazy really quickly, and with a lot of mana, with Beanstalk Giant and anything else that he does play, there can be a lot of creatures out there very fast. So he's going to pass it back to us. Yep, he's going to pass it back to us. We're going to play a Lithiform Engine just so we can have multiple Myrel triggers next turn when we have enough mana to activate it. And let's see what he's going to play. He has 7 open mana, which is quite a bit, and he's just going to do Beanstalk Giant. Huh. Okay, that's fine, I guess. We won't be able to get Myrel triggers, sadly, but we will be able to still kind of have a board presence, and we will be able to get some more life off of Soul Warden, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. So we're going to do Raise the Alarm here. We're going to copy the spell, so we're going to get 4 soldier tokens, thus getting us 4 life off of Soul Warden, and we're not going to attack with anything. So he has a total of 8 mana available. He's going to do a Desert of the Indomitable Cycling, and he gets the green Kamigawa dragon out there, which does a lot of things when it dies. We're also going to get a Throne of the God Pharaoh, which will be able to start triggering, so we're going to make him get a lot of damage dealt to him, and we're not going to do it this turn because I don't really want to lose any of my creatures since they'll all die to everything he has but the Arboreal Grazer. He gets Aggressive Mammoth out there. That's not looking too great for us. He has quite a bit of board presence, especially with the Beanstalk Giant and such, but however we do have a way to get life off of Soul Warden, so hopefully we can turn this game around really quickly. Elspeth Raspena is just what we need. We're going to give Myrel flying, so we'll be able to get quite a bit of tokens and gain quite a bit of life. And let's see if he's going to block it. He will with the Arboreal Grazer. He's going to lose a life. And let's see what he's going to do from here. We have quite a bit of presence right now. And yes, he does have things that do have flying that will do some damage. Ooh, okay. So he's going to get quite a bit of creatures. He's going to basically proliferate everything. And let's see if he's going to swing in. So he's going to swing at Elspeth. He's going to swing at Elspeth again. And he's also going to swing at Elspeth again. Or he's just going to swing at one with Elspeth. So we're just going to take all of the damage here because he left himself wide open. And we should just be alright. We're going to get a Valiant Veteran. So all of our stuff is our 2/2s. And if we do swing in with everything, which we don't need to, we could have got game. Oh wait, no, we couldn't have. We're just going to gain quite a bit of life back from this, and we're also going to gain way more life because we had 2 triggers on it, so we're up to 58. He didn't do anything, and he scoops right there. Game 2, our hand is looking okay. We have a Swiftfoot Boot, so we can get our commander out there a little quicker, which is kind of what I'm focusing on. We have a Lithoform Engine for later, and that's about it. We're going to get some Mila, Crafty Companion, so this is going to be probably Planeswalker based with the looks here out there, because that's really what that entire deck does. We're going to get the Emblem, it's where it's like a Platinum Angel if we control a Gideon out there, which is really cool. He's going to do Boros Signet. We're going to get Myrel back out there. We're going to make Gideon a 4/4. We're going to swing in with it. Let's see if he's going to do anything. He's probably not going to cast Mila because that's, guessing from what he's played right now, I'm guessing that's not his strategy. He's going to do single combat, so we're going to keep the Gideon. We're going to have to sacrifice the Myrel, sadly, which is okay. I guess we can get Lithoform out there. We're going to do Gideon again to get some more damage on him, and we're also going to do Swiftfoot Boots just to see what would happen, and of course it does nothing on it. And he's going to do Smothering Tithe here. That's okay. We don't need to pay 2 mana. We're just going to probably get rid of it with Sun's Intervention. So we're going to get rid of the Luxior, the Smothering Tithe. We're going to create 2 2/2s, and we're going to be able to draw a card. He's down to 13. It's not looking too great for him. Let's see if he's going to cast any Planeswalkers. There's Sarkhan, Dragon Lord. Okay, so he does have an answer to our Gideon, sadly. We're going to get Ancient Gold Dragon. So probably this might be it for him, or there's a Depopulate, which that's a great board wipe. We didn't get to do anything off that because we don't have any multicolored creatures in this deck, and we can't have multicolored creatures in this deck. We're going to get a Myrel out there. He's going down to 9 life. He doesn't have much of a chance left for him. Let's see if he's going to be able to cast anything that's going to be able to get rid of our board. He does Chandra's Flames of Fury, I believe is what that one is. Yep, Flames Fury, and he's going to destroy our token. Okay, that's fine. We're going to swing into the Chandra. Now we're just going to swing into him, so he goes down to 5 life, and hopefully next turn we'll be able to kill him. We should be able to. He doesn't have too much on the board for him. He has Serenit the Benevolent, which is okay. He's down to 5 life, and I don't know if there's much of an option for him to still keep on going. And he didn't do anything, and the Immortal Sun just wins the game from there. Alright, let's see. This game we have Ornithopter of Paradise, which is nice. We have a Glorious Anthem. We're going to cast the Ornithopter. We also have a Cosmos Elixir for a later game, and we did get the mana ramp that we need if we need it. So we're going to get the Myrel out there right now and probably cast Heraldic Banner for next turns just so we can get more damage in. Because he's running Light Paws, he's going to have a really big creature out there very, very quickly. We're going to do Glorious Anthem, so we'll be able to get a flyer that can swing in. And let's see if he's going to do anything else. Oh, he basically pacifies my commander. He gets a 7/8. He gets to, I believe, destroy it, or no, tap it. Gets to tap it with his enchantment. We're going to cast, let's see, we can do Heraldic Banner just so we can get towards the Akroma's Memorial for later, and we're also going to cast Cosmos Elixir because it's a great card. I did not want to the Cathar's Crusade because I know we're not going to be able to make quite a bit of mana, and he does shut off that card. That's not going to be fun. We do have the Akroma's Memorial though, so we will be able to cast it, and we're going to swing in, I believe, with the 1/3. And we're also going to play the Soul Warden here, just so he can do stuff. Light of Promise and Scoops right there. That works for me. On to game 4. Let's see what we got going on here. Our hand is looking pretty good. We have a Soul Warden, we have an Ancient Gold Dragon, and a Vanquish the Horde. I was really focused on the Soul Warden, and we do have enough mana to cast Myrel on turn 4. Hopefully he doesn't get that far, and he does keep mulliganing. That's not too great for him. He is also playing Slivers, so he probably needs the correct hand for it. We're gonna throw down the Soul Warden and pass it back to him. Let's see if he's gonna have any turn 1 plays. He doesn't. We do have a Swords for his problems, I guess. This is going to be a fun match because we do have quite a bit of removal with Vanquish the Horde and Swords to Plowshares, and he's also running Slivers, so it could get kind of chaotic really quickly if we don't get our commander out there or any board presence in the next few turns. Because of how Slivers run, they get stuff out there very, very quickly. We're going to bring him down to 23 with attacking with Soul Warden, and he does have an Indestructible Land, which hopefully that card never comes into play because that card's very annoying. He's going to get a Cultivate, so next turn he's probably going to be able to cast his commander, and he's going to get a lot of things out on the board very, very quickly. But we do have removal for it, so we're not going to really worry about it because he won't be able to attack. It does have Cascade, yes. He does play Reflections of Litjara, so he's going to be able to get quite a few creatures out there, which is not the best. We're going to do a Catcher's Monument to reduce all of our creatures in our hand, so we will get the Defiler of Faith later on, and we're probably going to get rid of the first Sliver here, so he's going to have the first Slivers out there, but he's going to have to get rid of one of them because of how Reflections of Litjara works, and we can get rid of it with Swords to Plowshares, which we're probably going to do unless something's preventing me from doing it. I guess something is. Nope, it's not. It just wasn't really working for me for a second. Okay, we're going to do Defiler of Faith. We're going to get something out there so we can start making quite a bit of creature tokens, and we can make a lot more things with Defiler of Faith, and we also can get quite a bit more creatures out there, such as Ancient Gold Dragon in our hand, because Defiler of Faith reduces our mana costs. So he's going to get Irregular Cohort. He's going to get quite a bit of them out there, which is a little scary. He gets 4 creatures from 1 card, which is kind of crazy, but we are going to get the Ancient Gold Dragon with a Defiler of Faith, and we're also going to get a trigger off of Catcher's Monument. So we do have quite a bit of a board here, and we do have quite a bit of life, and if he does start getting kind of ridiculous, we do have to Vanquish the Horde or Day of Judgment if he somehow discards it. Okay, he's going to get quite a bit of creatures out there, which is a little scary. It's not that bad. He's going to have to get rid of one of his Slivers, and he does have quite a bit now. We're going to do Gideon of the Trials here, and let's see if he's going to be able to get rid of it. We're going to make it to where the first Sliver can't do any damage to us, and we also get a perfect 20. We're going to create 20 1/1 flyers, which is awesome, and next turn we should have it unless he board wipes here. There probably isn't much he can do. I mean, unless he has a bunch of flyers or a bunch of board wipes, that'll be it. He gets rid of our Ancient Gold Dragon, which is okay, I guess. He's probably going to swing in with everything he has because, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know you're going to die next turn. Okay, he's casting Cloud Shredder Sliver. That's going to do something at least because that's going to give all of his stuff flying in haste. He does have a Lightning Bolt, which is going to do some damage to Gideon. He does have quite a bit of creatures out there, which I wasn't too worried about, but now it does definitely do some things. He gets a Swords to Plowshares, gets rid of my Defiler, which is kind of sad. I don't have much of a board state now. I mean, I do have a lot of tokens, but only 20 of them have flying, which can be a problem. However, we do have the Vanquish the Horde for next turn, so we can do some things with that. Let's see if he's going to swing in with everything he has, which he does, which is okay, because I'm probably going to board wipe next turn just to get rid of it. And he does swing in with everything, which I think they all have vigilance too, so it's just the perfect combo. And the sliver, the first sliver can't do any damage because it's preventing it. And we're also going to do that. We're not going to do it again. We're just going to swing in with everything, hopefully getting some triggers off of Myrel, being able to get us quite a bit of life. And we also have Vanquish the Horde for next turn, or not next turn, next phase step. So let's see if he's going to block with everything he has. He probably will, just so he doesn't die, and we can get some creatures hopefully in there. Probably not, but since everything's going to die next phase, it's going to be nothing. He's going to take quite a while for blocking because he doesn't want to take any damage at all, and he probably knows that I have a board wipe of some sort in my hand, so he's going to take some damage. He's going to go down to 3 life, and we're going to board wipe everything, so hopefully next turn we'll be able to have something out there. We still have the Gideon because it does have indestructible when it stays out there and when it's a creature. And let's see, he probably has enough mana to cast his commander again, or not. He does that. He does the Lancer Sliver, so everything has first strike. So we're going to do Myrel out here right now. We're going to do Arcane Signet, and we're also going to prevent any damage from the 3/3 original. Let's see if he has anything to counter my board state. Probably not, and he can just double block with one of his slivers or the sliver tokens that are out there, so he doesn't have much of a problem. Let's see if he's going to do anything though. He is at 3 life, which is kind of stressful, and I do have another board wipe, so I could win next turn if he doesn't gain any life, because I could board wipe and make Gideon a 4/4. So he's going to get the Blade Black Slivers out there, which is okay. And let's see if he's going to be able to do anything. He's wasting a lot of time. He probably knows that I have the board wipe in my hand, and I'm just going to target that, give it indestructible, attack with everything, or I could just do that too. Then I could swing in with 7, bring him down to -4 life. Game 5. Hand is looking pretty good. We do have a nice mana ramp with Ornithopter of Paradise. We have Intrepid Adversary for boosting an Anthem later, along with Wedding Announcement for another Anthem. We're going to put out the Ornithopter of Paradise, so next turn we'll be able to get our Myrel out there. So it's a turn 3 commander, which isn't bad. It's not the best. I would way rather have turn 2, which I'm not sure if it's possible in this deck, and he gets rid of it. That's kind of sad. We're going to do Reliquary Tower. We're going to cast Wedding Announcement, and we're also going to cast Throne of the God Pharaoh, so we can get some things out there. Let's see if he's going to be able to do anything else. I mean, he does have the Goblin Pile Driver or whatever is in his hand, not Pile Driver, the Ogre Battle Driver in his hand, so he will be able to start making quite a bit of creatures, he just has a lot of board presence that we know he's going to have, and especially since he's running Raga Draga, he's going to have quite a bit of damage going through and quite a bit of mana that is available to him. So let's see if he's going to do anything. Probably not, because Raga Draga isn't super focused on aggro. It kind of is, but it's not heavily focused on it, per se. We do get a Chroma's Memorial trigger off of the Ornithopter of Paradise, and we do have, or not a Chroma's Memorial, Throne of the God Pharaoh's trigger. We do have a Chroma's Memorial out there, which will allow us to gain quite a bit of board presence. He's going to do Raga Draga twice, so he does have some of those things. And we're just going to double block here. We're going to take 8, sadly, but we're going to get rid of his commander, which is what we want. And since they're boosted, it won't do anything because they have Pro Red, which is really, really good with a Chroma's Memorial. And since we do have Pro Red, we'll be able to get our commander next turn, hopefully. And now we're going to do Intrepid Adversary, making our stuff get a lot bigger. And we're also going to do Esper Sentinel. We're going to swing in with everything, and that's game right there. So overall, this deck is really good. With Myrel, with the first ability on it, to where they can't counter or really do anything on our turn, it's really, really nice because there's no annoyances and we can do what we want to do. And just having the second ability, which is like a Krenko for white when it attacks, it's just a very, very solid card. And with most of the deck being focused around getting anthems, like white has a lot of anthem based cards and has a lot of ways to get creatures a lot bigger, and mostly just has a lot of support for this kind of card itself. It's a really, really nice commander because there's a lot of white cards and cards in general that are supporting it. Overall, it's a really nice deck. There's a lot of cards that kind of had some spotlight. I mean, with especially like Intrepid Adversary allowing us to get quite a bit out there. Caged Sun is really, really good, and basically the Immortal Sun was winning us the game. The one game we went against the Mila Crafty Companion, and a Chroma's Memorial, the 2 games we had, it was just the game winner right there, because this card is really, really powerful if you can get it out there reasonably quickly. And with this deck, we do have quite a bit of mana ramps and mana in general, so it's not really a problem. And, I mean, Ancient Gold Dragon, if it did exist a little longer, it could have done quite a bit better. Overall, it's a really good deck, and especially now with Swords of Plowshares and Mox Amber being in the game, it's really, really nice. And some cards like Swiftfoot Boots just recently coming in, it's a really, really good deck. Overall, it's really, really good, and thanks for watching the video.